Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the Marvel Legends Sentry. This is a figure that a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. And I have to say, it is exactly what I thought it would be. It is a reuse, obviously, of the Hyperion mold, which we knew that was going to be, so I can't really complain about that being a reuse. That's okay. What I can complain about, if you haven't seen my reviews of any of the figures using the Hyperion mold, it's just a really non-natural, non-anatomically correct body mold. It's just really off in a lot of ways. I'm not going to go into it because I've said it a million times by now, but I don't care for the body mold. That being said, the figure has a certain appeal to it. I think this might be the best use of the Hyperion mold, and maybe it's because they added some shading in it. I don't know. It definitely has, at least at first glance, a pretty decent overall look to it. So if you're a big Sentry fan, probably going to be worth picking up. But there are definitely a few issues. I don't know, like I said, it looks good, but then, I don't know, it's got some serious problems as well. He stands about 7 inches tall, so definitely has some size to him. Definitely has some bulk to him. The head sculpt, while still a little bit reminiscent of the other head sculpts that have come out recently, it's a little more angular, a little more natural looking, so I like that. The hair sculpt is pretty good. The paintwork on the eyes is pretty good. He does have these weird grooves. You see right where his sideburns would be? He has those weird grooves in there that shouldn't be there. And they're on this side too, although you can't see them without looking for them. But this side you can definitely see. That's a little odd, but I think the head is still pretty decent. I'm okay with that. The thing I really hate about this figure is that my figure, and this happens from time to time, but still, this is the way I bought it, so I have to review it. His arm is on backwards from the elbow down. That's a big pain in the butt, and some people that don't make custom figures, or maybe that aren't that familiar with action figures, they may not be able to right this wrong. They may not know how to swap this out, so that's a pretty serious issue for some people. And then the other thing that bothers me a whole lot is the cape. Now this is the same cape we saw with Hyperion, which we figured it was going to get reused again. No surprise there, but it just doesn't fit very well, so it's going to fall out. Potentially. It definitely won't hold its place, so that's not good. But then they also just did it real lazily. They didn't give us a piece that goes around his neck that pegs in up here. No cat. No cat. So it just looks really junky. I mean, they didn't even line up the paint lines to the cape. It's just really, really, really lazy. Of course, from the front you can't see that, and it looks okay having this blue up here. But there's no reason they couldn't have put a piece around his neck that pegged in back here to hide this ugliness and to make it look better. No reason at all other than being cheap. The belt is okay, it's sculpted well enough, and you can technically unsnap it if you want to, so that's fine. Paintwork is okay on the belt. Paintwork on the body, they actually did a decent job with this orange shading where it is, which is mostly just on the torso and upper legs, but it looks good. We have some on the arms, just not really on the shoulder, so it's kind of segmented looking. We don't have it kind of where we need it to flush it out, but it doesn't look bad, especially where they did do it on the chest and abs and on the upper legs. It looks pretty good, so I like that shading. Unfortunately, they didn't add any sculpted detail in for the arms, so these are just painted bands. Not a big deal. Same hands we've seen before, same boots we've seen before. If you're a Sentry fan, like I said, this is probably worth picking up. If you're just fleshing out the Marvel Legends collection, again, it's probably worth picking up. It's not a horrible figure. The things I pointed out are things that should have definitely been better, but they're not things that I would say warrant a disapproval. I think it's still probably a decent figure and worth getting if you guys are into collecting this sort of thing, which you probably are if you're watching this video. So I'll pose him a little bit here at the end so you can see him in action, and then I will suggest that you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.